Who's crazy busy? If you're not crazy busy, I want to come and work at your company, because I've been an executive for many, many years and I've always been crazy busy. I think our lives are just crazy busy at the moment. So I'm just going to give you some ideas and some tips for navigating through some of that crazy busyness, and hopefully some of those tips might help you. I've had lots of jobs over the years. I started out in the book industry. I started out selling encyclopedias, and I sold encyclopedias door to door. That was my first job, and that's a tough job. You'd knock on someone's door and you'd say, "Hi, my name's Rod, and I'm here to talk to you about your children's education." And this particular day, this big guy came to the door. He had a purple T-shirt on, and I gave him my spiel, and he leant back and he punched me in the face. And I ended up on the ground, and I was quite pleased with my response. But to then get up and go to the next house and knock on the door took quite a lot of resilience, I have to say. Now, if I ask you to describe it, you might struggle a bit, but you all pretty much have a rough idea of what IQ is, right? Who knows what EQ is? What's important to you? What works for you, IQ or EQ? Do you need high IQ and high EQ? Have any of you worked on developing your EQ? Would you know how to develop your EQ? If I was doing some personal training with a guy called Gordy, that's a picture of Gordy there. Gordy's a big Kiwi guy, he's about 6'6". He's got hands like flippers, and he's an ex-boxer, and I was doing some training with him. One day he brought along two pairs of gloves, boxing gloves. I said, "What are they for?" He said, we're going to do a little body sparring. I said, "What's body sparring?" He says, "We're going to hit each other, just won't hit each other in the head." I thought, well, how tough can that be, right? Because I'd been doing the boxing, punching the bag, and so we did some body sparring. And after a round and a half, I was lying on the canvas gasping for breath. And I was pretty annoyed because I thought I was pretty fit, right? So I decided to do a little bit more. So I joined a club. And at that club, there was a really good trainer. That's a picture of him there on the left. His name is Mark Pitts. And he's trained world champions. Top right, that's Arnel Borratello, who was a world champion, regarded as best pound for pound fighter in the world. Bottom right is Sakio Bika, 2 times world champion, and he trained them. And so at my club, he was the trainer. And one day he came to me and he said, I got fitter and fitter, and one day he came to me, he said, for an old bloke, you're not bad. He said, you should have a proper fight. I said, I don't want to fight. I don't have enough brain cells as it is. He said, no, I'm serious. And I said, no, so am I. He said, no, I think you should have a fight. Anyway, it took him a few months. He convinced me to have a fight. And he came to me, he said, I found your opponent. And I said, who's my opponent? He said, it's Father Dave. So I went home and Googled Father Dave. There's a picture of Father Dave. Father Dave's been boxing since he was a kid. He was 10 years younger than me, and he was the current Australian champion. And so I went in the ring against him. That's a picture of him. Someone did a picture of the Archibald Prize of him. So he's quite well known. So I had a fight. I put a couple of pictures of my first fight. They're probably a bit complimentary to me, those 2 pictures, but I could have put some others there, but I put those. So I had a fight with Father Dave, and in a very controversial decision, I lost. But if you Google it and have a look at it, you'll see that I probably won. Not that I'm bitter and twisted, mind you, but we had a rematch that I beat him at. But I just loved it. I really, really enjoyed it. And he's a good bloke, and we got to be good friends. But I said to my trainer, I said to Mark, I said, I really love that. And I knew that the Masters Games were coming up in 18 months. I said, I want a gold medal at those games. He said, you put in the time, I'll get you a gold medal. And 18 months later, I won a gold medal at the Games. But I couldn't have done that without a great team around me, without a great trainer, a great nutritionist, and a supportive wife, right, to do that. And so my 6th point to you is you've got to surround yourself with great people. Great leaders surround themselves with great people, 100% of the time. 100% of the time. Weak leaders surround themselves with weak people because they're intimidated by strength. They're intimidated by strong people. Strong people surround themselves with strong people because they like to be challenged. When I ran Freedom, I had a logistics director who was better than me in logistics. I had a finance manager who could run rings around me in finance. I had a marketing manager who had infinitely more experience than me in marketing. And guess what? They made me look good. They made me look good. So you've got to surround yourself with great people.